Howdy, 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 everyone. We are live. I'm sorry. I'm going to apologize for the bottom of my heart. This is Jorge, your co-host tonight. And I'm actually here already behind the scenes with the guest and with the host, Drina. But I want everybody to let me know where you guys are watching from. I got to check a few other technical things, but I want to make sure that everybody is sharing this live stream right now. Make sure that you let everybody know that we are live and make sure that you're hearing me and you're seeing these and everything is clear. Now, I won't be able to hear it out live because obviously, I don't have that ability because I am controlling a million and one things here. But I do want to make sure that you guys are able to hear me. I see you guys here. I'm able to hear you and see everybody. Yes. And we have a few crazy issues on our stream. I don't know what happened, but my computer didn't have the ability to show the camera. Obviously, you guys don't come to see me. You guys come to see everybody else, but I do want to produce a quality stream. So we're doing this for you guys. I hope you guys like this chill lo-fi track that I got for you guys. Let me know where you guys are watching from and I'll do my best to shout you out. Now we have an incredible show tonight. We're going to be able to talk about a bunch of stuff. But you guys got to help me out. So this is what I'm going to do. We're going to have links that you guys are going to be able to use on the chat. You guys also going to be able to earn some things or to win some things during the stream. And you guys are going to be able to ask questions also, both of Drina and of our special guest. Now, this book is fantastic. So I want to make sure that you guys are able to enjoy the stream and to be able to ask as many questions as you guys want. Like I said, I don't know what's going on here on my stream. I'm having a little bit of issue, so I cannot see the comments as good as I would like. But I see somebody saying they're from Alabama. Some other people saying here from La Isla del Encanto. All right, this is amazing. From all the world. Now, we were supposed to go live about an hour ago, so we do apologize for that, but we're going to make it up because this is going to be amazing. And we have a couple of gifts for you guys in the middle of the stream. So please make sure you share, you like, you tag everybody. This helps the algorithm tell everybody that this is worth watching. And I'll do my best, guys. That's all I can do. That's all I can ask. And it is that, I can come here and I can do the best I can with this stream. Now, everything looks good. The stream looks healthy. So that's what I'm worried about mainly, that this right here looks good for everybody to enjoy. That is my job. And that is what Drina have me here. So, other than this, we're going to be, focusing on, the stream. We have about a minute and a half and let me know, guys, if you can do it if you guys can do it on the chat. Let me know where you guys are watching from. Kansas. And also how you guys came into contact with Mike's content. So that's one of the things that I'm trying to figure out here is why this let me see. Yeah, maybe not the same. I don't know why the comments are being pushed so far up. But I guess this got to do with the streaming software that we're using. But yes, let us know where you guys are watching from, why you guys are here, what you guys are expecting to learn during this live stream. And I want to make sure that everybody enjoyed themselves today. Okay, so we have about 30 seconds. We got Texas in the house. Hello, Philip. Hello, everybody who are joining the stream right now. So I got someone here who says, Jesus says, I found Mike's stuff by dumb luck on YouTube. Well, that is the Holy Spirit that led you there. So we're almost done, guys. We're about 3 minutes into it. So why don't we start the chatter today? So Yes, welcome to the show. My name is Jorge. Like I said before, I am the owner and president of Worldview Media, and we are the ones to help Drina put all this amazing content across the platforms. It's a blessing to be able to have you guys here, but you guys didn't come to see me, okay? You guys came to see Drina. So without further ado, I want to bring Drina onto the screen. Drina, how you doing?
Good, I'm great. Sorry about the delay, but we're here and we're ready to talk to you guys and to just thank you for all your support and being here and loving Mike and his legacy. And we hope that we will give you all something tonight that's going to further that within you and your family. And that's what we're all about is touching not just the scholar, not just the adult person in the pew, but we also want to touch the families and the young people. And so that is what the live stream is all about tonight. So thank you for being here.
Drina, thank you for that intro. And I really want to turn this over to you because you have an amazing, amazing story to share with everybody here. So I'm just going to give it to you. I'm going to be doing what I do on the back end. And then we're going to be, we're just having a wonderful time here. So here you go.
All right.
Uh-oh. Guys, are you able to hear? I'm sorry, guys. Are you guys able to hear Drina? Drina, can you hear us? Hello, Drina, can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
All right. I don't know. It's suddenly disconnected. Go ahead and start over. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. All right. I just want to tell you guys about the book that we're releasing tonight, and I want to tell you the story about it and the story behind it. After Mike passed away, there was a young man that contacted me through email, and he said that he was an avid reader of Mike's stuff, but he especially loved his fiction series, The Facade and the Portent, and he had read it many times. And he's a writer, he's a photojournalist, and he really lives in this space, a creative space. He has a creative mind, and of course, I didn't really know what to think of it. So I'm like, yeah, I should meet you, because what he did is he offered to write the third book. And of course, that is a huge undertaking. So I had a Zoom call with him and we talked, and I really liked him and I loved his energy. And so we met later, 6 months later in Atlanta. So this is 2 summers ago. We met with Jorge. And so I got to talking to this young man about where my passion lies. It's not in the scholarly work because I'm a scholar, but I am a mentor, and Mike and I homeschooled our kids, and we are all about learning as a family. And so I had a burden to have something written for elementary kids so that they can start to understand the ancient Near East worldview and the Divine Council worldview in their Bibles. And so I kind of got interested in the Ten Commandments through Dr. Carmen Imes' talk at the second Naked Bible Conference. She gave a lecture on bearing God's name, and it was all about the commandment of you shall not take the name of the Lord your God in vain. And so I had always learned in Sunday school that was more or less swearing. And that's basically what I taught my kids. And so when I heard her thing, it was kind of earth shattering for me, because it means so much more and it's so deeper than just the words that you say. And so I had this burden of someone writing a Ten Commandment book for kids. So I told this young man, I said, what I really would love to have is a Ten Commandment book. And he said, oh my goodness. He goes, I have 3 little girls. He has 4 now, but at the time he had 3 little girls. And he said, I am actually writing a book on the Ten Commandments for my kids so they can understand the Ten Commandments. And I was like, great. I said, could you write a book for the foundation? And he said, sure, I can do that. And so I was thrilled that he agreed. You know, I didn't know him very well, but I just put it in God's hand that God leads these people to me, and I just put it in his hands. And Daniel has written, okay, I didn't say his name, but I'll say it now, and I'll show you the book. It is The Deliverer and the Ten Commandments by Daniel Joseph Owen. It is a beautiful book, and I got
Guys.
this thought.
And I don't hear you. Daniel, do you hear her? Hello. Wait. Drina, I cannot.
I love you. Am I still on?
Guys, my call completely dropped. This has got to be the devil. I'm telling you, this never happened.
How
Hold
long
on.
ago did it drop?
I don't know. I just asked my team because this has got to be the work of the enemy. I am not even joking. I am not even joking. This has got to be the work of the enemy. I don't know what's going on. I've never seen this behavior, and all started today. So let me, guys, please. Yes, I'm so sorry. This is I've never seen this happen. This is the first time. All of these are. I've been doing this for 13 years. So
I know
guys,
you do it all the time.
I know, and this is dropped right after you brought up the book. So give me just 1 second. Let's see if I can bring her back in, because it is not allowing me to do anything other than, yes, it is not allowing me. So don't go anywhere, guys. I'm going to do something extreme and come back in. So don't do anything. Okay. I'm going to do something really extreme, and then the last time we're going to drop, my extreme action. We got Drina back on, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna rewind, and I'm gonna have her to go back with all the passion and all the spark that she had just now we're gonna get her to come back in and rejoin us. So this is what I'm gonna do. Yes, it looks good, it sounds good. So what I'm gonna do, Drina, is I'm gonna give it to you, and I'm gonna ask my team, okay, to make sure that the team now is asking that my audio sounds wonky. What in the world is going on?
You sound good to me.
Yeah, I know it sounds good to me, but the people say, she says that my audio sounds wonky. So what I'm going to do, I'm not going to end the stream. Okay, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to give the devil that. So I'm going, it said the life of live streaming, it happens. Thank you guys for those who understand. I know that a lot of people understand this streaming, but this should not happen because I called Drina early this morning, this afternoon. Well, I talked to her through text and I told her I've been all day working on this. So you guys give me a second and we'll be right back because we're not going to let the devil win. Oh. I have no clue why this keeps doing that. It doesn't seem like it's working in the sense that everything is.
My wife said she saw me. It's
Yeah.
like, you saw me?
Did you pay your Wi-Fi bill?
Yeah, actually, I paid 2 Wi-Fi
Did you
bills.
forget?
No, and it has to be an issue because you guys, everybody who's on the chat, talk to me right now. Can you guys see this? Can you guys see me? Can you guys see Drina? Actually, let me ask Matias. Let's see. Okay. They're saying that everything looks good and sounds good. So I'm going to ask him one time. Okay. Mic check 1 2 1 2 testing audio. Mic check 1 2. Got to make sure, guys, everybody, it says can hear, but the video is a little jumpy. That's what people were saying. I need to know about the video. Guys, make sure you guys need to help us with all the comments. I'm trying to read all the comments right here. I said, does it look good? Does it sound good? Is it choppy? Is it not choppy? Looks okay now. So, okay.
There's someone from Scotland.
Okay, so we got looks okay. Yes, from Missouri. Is it fluid? Is it choppy? Is this something that we can actually work with, guys? I need everybody on the other side. Video is good in San Diego. It's all good now. video is good. So this is what we're gonna do, Drina. I'm gonna propose this. Let's go ahead on and start off with a prayer. Okay. So Satan can get out of here. Okay, let us pray. And it's probably not even Satan, probably some of the others evil spirits that stop this. Okay, so let us pray. Heavenly and Holy Father, we thank you, we love you, we praise you. Thank you for this opportunity to come here to do this live stream, and for the live streams that we're going to be having in the future. We had so many problems, so many technical problems right now, but this is not going to stop us. We're going to be able to that edify, to build the body, and to be able to touch others on the other side. Help me be able to control this live stream in a way that will bring you glory, Lord. And I want you to do away with all those issues that might be in our path, because what we want to do here, Lord, is praise you, is honor you, and it is to bring your word to all of those who are on the other side of the screen, and help us continue the further Mike legacy for the glory of your kingdom. Thank you for Drina's life. Thank you for Daniel's life, and everybody who is part of the foundation, and especially those who are hearing this prayer right now. Bless them, Lord, and help them to grow closer to you. In Jesus' name, amen. All right, now we can go. Everybody
Amen.
says, everybody, it says sounds good. It says it's fluid, it's not choppy. So I think we have found our spot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring you in, Drina, on your own, and then you can do your intro again. So here you go. 3, 2, 1.
Okay, thanks for sticking around, you guys. I'm not going to go back through the whole thing. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you the book. The book is The Deliverer and the Ten Commandments by Daniel Joseph Owen. And if you didn't catch what I said before, I'll say it again. I saw the book for the very first time yesterday afternoon, and I got emotional. It is so beautiful, so well done. I can tell Daniel is a massive perfectionist because everything is covered in this book. Now, this book is geared for upper elementary on up. And it honestly is geared to do together as a family. And you'll see why when I tell you a little bit about it. But I wanted to go ahead and I want to read you part of Daniel's acknowledgement, because this is why I wanted the book written. And this is why he wrote it. So I'm just going to read you a little bit of his acknowledgments. To my children, you are the reason I wrote this book. May your lives be ever filled with wonder and awe at the splendor and goodness of your Creator. Your curiosity and questions, not to mention the character you are all developing, make me so very proud to be your papa. I love you. And I love that. This is written for the family. It's written for kids to get used to thinking about the Bible in a ancient Near East mindset, so they can understand a little bit more of the love and the protection and the guidance and the grace and mercy of our Creator God, and how he created us and how he wants us to function. So I read you part of the acknowledgments, and then I want to show you that, well, just tell you that there is a lot of information to set the Ten Commandments up, and you will notice that there are words in red, and those words in red tell you that you are to look in the back, and he has a beautiful glossary of all the words in red. So if you're reading through this and you see a red word and you're not quite sure, your kid doesn't understand it, you can go to the glossary and there is a beautiful description of each word. So that's really important. And then another thing is this book is packed with scripture. So when you read this book, you want to have your Bible out, because Daniel has a lot of scripture, New Testament, Old Testament. He goes through the whole Bible in bringing the deliverer into the Ten Commandments. And as you will see here, here is the scripture page, Genesis to Revelation. So he really covers the Bible in this, which I love, and Mike would love that as well. And then he also has a question section that your parents or you as parents can be guided and asking these questions. Now, there's not a lot of questions because I think your kids, as you read through this book, they'll just naturally ask questions. But if you are stuck and you need a question, you can come to the question section and ask your kids those questions. So, Anne, I will tell you, it is kind of a picture book. It's not all pictures, but look at that. It is so beautiful. And I just can't say enough about this book. And so without further ado, we're gonna bring the author, Daniel Owen, in to tell you his thinking and his mindset in the process of writing this book. But first, we're gonna play you a special book trailer that'll take you a little bit behind what the philosophy and why the book was written.
Here we go.
Have you ever questioned whether or not the Ten Commandments are important for us today? The Deliverer and the Ten Commandments by Daniel Joseph Owen explores that very question in a way that will excite both young readers and parents alike. The book will take you on a journey through the ancient Israelite perspective of the Ten Commandments. It will also show you how their exodus from Egypt and their deliverer, Moses, foreshadows humanity's exodus from slavery, and the coming deliverer who God was sending to rescue the whole world. So, if you've ever wrestled with the question of who God is and what He expects of you, The Deliverer and the Ten Commandments unlocks those answers in a profound way. The Deliverer and the Ten Commandments by Daniel Joseph Owen. Available now at www.michaelxheiserfoundation.org.
Ladies and gentlemen, The Deliverer and the Ten Commandments. Daniel, how you doing, brother?
I'm here.
All right, so Drina, why don't you take it over, you and him, and I'll handle all the back stuff. And you guys have fun. I will pop in whenever I have a question, but I want you guys to have a conversation. And I want everybody to get to know not only Daniel, but also you, Drina, because you've been super involved. And I just want to let everybody know on the other side of the screen that there are a lot of things coming this year with the foundation, but I'm just going to let Drina tell you. So I'll let you two talk.
Daniel, it's so good to see you. You guys, he is coming to us from Romania, so it's probably 2:30 in the morning for him, and he has 4 little girls, so he is running on coffee and adrenaline right now, right, Daniel?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Well, you know what? I just feel like God has blessed me so much in my life with Mike, and since Mike passed away, and you are one of those blessings. I'm building a great team here, and you contacting me, and then just me meeting you and trusting you with this project has been such a blessing and a thrill for me. And so why don't you tell me and tell the audience why you contacted me to begin with?
Well, hello everyone. I'm not good at this, so I'm going to try my best here. But so I'm a photojournalist by profession, and I was working a lot on some projects, and then, long story short, after graduate school, moved out to New Mexico, worked for the Los Alamos National Laboratory for a few years, and then, as I was transitioning back to moving abroad, going to Romania to do some work as a photojournalist again in the field, I ran across some of Mike's work. I had been introduced to The Unseen Realm, but I hadn't read any of his fiction. And so I'm like, well, this is interesting. I'm curious, And I read it a handful of times, probably 6 or 7 times, The Facade. I read The Portent, and I was like, this is fascinating. And of course, I was following along with everything else that Mike was working on. I was just eating up all the podcast episodes and all of that. And so when Mike passed, it hit hard because I still had so many questions, and I thought, wow, what a legacy. And I took to heart very much what he said in that final Facebook message about how this is there's a torch that's passing. There's a lot up to us now to carry on, and and so I thought, well, what can I do? I'm not a scholar or a theologian in any respect, and um, have no formal education in theology. Um, so I thought, what is it that I could possibly do? And as a journalist, I thought, well, maybe I could help out with something with the trilogy. And so I sent an email sometime after Mike had passed. I said, listen, if there's anything I can do, I'd love to help. And of course, then we had talked about the third book, The Cipher, and then I think I was visiting back home in the States because I live here in Romania, and I was visiting, I believe, my folks' house, and I was sitting on my laptop working on what I was hoping to one day be not a book for kids, but a potential dissertation on the Ten Commandments. And that's when you reached out and you said, "Hey, what do you think about maybe doing something for kids on the Ten Commandments?" And at that exact moment, I've been trying to explain what I was working on and writing to my eldest daughter, who at the time was around 5. And I thought, man, this is difficult. The Ten Commandments
Yeah.
are often misunderstood to begin with. And so I thought, how do I explain this to a 5-year-old? Then I thought, well, how much do I really understand? I have an informal education in Hebrew and uh, biblical context. The history, the language, the culture of the ancient Near East, but it's not a formal education through university. And so I thought, how do I make this something that will be not just usable, but interesting and engaging and help my children learn what it is like, who is this God that we serve, and what does he expect of us? Like, is there something apart that he's expecting of us? And so, and that was all happening. I had my laptop open with the Ten Commandments, the front page of this gigantic thing I was working on, and that's when you reached out, and I'm like, oh my goodness, right now I'm working on this. I don't know how I would make it a kid's book though. And so my heart has been, realizing that I'm not realizing what I'm not, and I am not a scholar. I'm not a biblical scholar. I'm not a theologian. But as a journalist, one of the things we learn is, and we have an insatiable curiosity to learn, and try, at least maybe not all journalists, but we try to always go in thinking we don't know. But how can we learn? And learning how to find resources is a big part of it. And so I just really put my head down and tried to learn as much as I could. I brought it to the table a lot and really wanted to unpack this for my kids. And hopefully, if anybody else learns from it, that was great. That's great. But this was really something that when you'd first mentioned it, I thought, well, how can I make this applicable to my girls? So yeah, that's sort of a really fast run through of how we got from, me listening to Mike to here with this book. But yeah.
What were your challenges going into it as you were writing it?
Well, the material doesn't necessarily lend itself that well to telling young readers. I mean, we're talking about murder and adultery, and it's just like these are heavy subjects. So just the content itself is not. You have to, like, how do we frame this in a way that we're not watering anything down? We're saying what the text says, but how do we aim this towards younger readers who, we're trying to teach them, and we might be introducing new ideas. Maybe they've heard this before. This is why it's geared towards parents with their kids, so that parents, they're the ultimate authority in their children's lives, and so they can gauge when their kids are ready to have these discussions. Because, I don't know about you, and maybe those who are listening, going through Sunday school when I was a kid, you hear the stories like, Noah and Jonah, and of course you hear the story about Christ, but it's very much watered down to make it palatable. But these are very gritty stories, and so that was a big challenge. Like, one, to take big concepts and make them something that is understandable. But I think from that too was I had a goal for myself from the beginning. I remember hearing a phrase, maybe it's common, maybe it's not, I don't know, but it's like Christianese, this sort of Christian lingo that we use all the time. And in journalism, there's this idea about words, that words over time, they lose both their impact, like they're like when we say things like love. The first time you say I love you to your fiance or your spouse or whomever, that really punches hard. The 10,000th time you've said it on the phone as you hang up because you got to go and you're in a hurry, it's lost its impact, right? And also, words lose their meaning over time because you could say, like, I love my wife, but you could also say, I love pizza. And so, words tend to lose impact and meaning over time. And so, how do I take words like faith, good, evil, righteousness, all of these words, and how do we take them out of their Christian sort of framework where we just kind of gloss over them? Like we hear faith so many times we forget what it means. And how do we step back and look at that? And so one of the goals that I had set was to not use any of that lingo in the book, to reframe it all in a way that makes it make sense to a young reader without using words that we have sort of lost their meaning. So that was a challenge.
Yeah, I noticed one of the words in red, it was mercy. And I'm like, I wonder why he has a glossary, entry for mercy. But I see what you're talking about. Like, you want the richness and like kind of like a new meaning formed in some of these words that may be Christianese, right?
Well,
but you're introducing it in a different way.
Well, I would say not a new meaning, but certainly going back to an ancient meaning. So chesed is the Hebrew word for...
Which is new to us, a lot of us, right?
Well, so I grew up, this is where I grew up. I grew up thinking, for me, this was normal, but growing up with my Bible teacher who, was just constantly teaching us Hebrew and helping me understand these first century concepts like chesed, where it's like where we talk about mercy and it just like it glosses over, but Hesed is a beautiful, beautiful thing. And a lot of that, it's lost its meaning. And so I try to reintroduce that. And I hope, the hardest part actually of the book, the thing that took the longest was the glossary. All the other stuff was great,
I was going to ask you, what was the most challenging part of writing this book?
Yeah, it's
the glossary, right?
By far. Yeah, because, well, there's a few parts to it, right? So unlike fiction, sort of in the direction of journalism, accuracy is paramount. Fiction is you're creating worlds. You can do what you want. In journalism, accuracy is the highest priority. But then when we're saying, well, now we're stepping in even to a more sober state, which is like we're teaching children about the Creator. We have to be very, very accurate. And so for me, it was very important to make sure that what I was saying was not just my opinion, that I'm going out there and I'm getting good resources and feedback and making sure I'm not coming up with anything crazy here. But that what I'm saying is helpful, it's accurate, and it's going to be something that families can use to go back and like, wow, I never thought of it that way. For example, I'll give you a for instance. I grew up, thinking that biblical concepts like we talk about faith or good and evil, like they're abstract, And I remember once my Bible teacher taught me back home, he asked me, he said, what does good mean? And give me a concrete answer. I'm thinking, geez, I don't know. Like we hear all the time, good. Well, what's good? I don't know. This is a philosophical question. But in Hebrew, good is tov and evil is ra. And they're actually concrete in what they mean. Tov is something that functions the way it was intended, right? The way it was designed to function. And Ra
Beautiful.
Is anything else, dysfunction. And these are really short nutshell definitions. But when you start to think of it that way, man, they can really open up the Bible. It's like, oh, God created us to function a particular way. And when we do, he looks at it and he sees it, Tov, it's good. And then when we stray away from that, it's Ra, it becomes twisted and dysfunctional. And that leads towards destruction. And that's really what the commandments are about, which is you know, I grew up thinking law, commandments, all this stuff is just it's just rules and yeah, law
Mm-hmm.
is very civil in our mind, in our mentalities today. Law is
Mm-hmm.
something that is purely civil. And that's just not the mentality of the ancient and first century authors. It's just not what it meant. And so when you go back to a Hebrew word for law, it's Torah, Torah, where we get the word Torah today. And Torah is not like what you would think rules in like legalistic sense, like in a legal sense. It's the teachings and guidance and instructions like of a father. So when a father teaches his children, he's teaching them how to live in such a way as they don't invite destruction and chaos and death into their lives. And so those in that way, commandments are like a guardrail that keeps you from careening off of the cliff, and they're there to bring you back into a place where God can protect you. And so really that's the way I try to approach it. And if I have a minute, would love to give um there's a little thing called the boy in the road that I have in the book, if I can sort of
Sure.
paraphrase that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So something that I'd been thinking about when I was working on the book, and I was teaching a Bible study here in Romania, and I've been hearing a lot about people who grew up in this sort of post-communist system, and it's very oppressive and it's really harsh a lot of times. And there's this pervasive mentality that God is like sitting on a cloud waiting to judge you, throw down the lightning bolts. He's looking for a reason to judge you. And I'm like, wow, that's really interesting because my thoughts on God are very different. And so I put in the book, it's called The Boy in the Road, is this little section. And so I propose this question as a little scenario. Imagine you're a father or a mother, and you've got a child who's, a toddler, 3, 4 years old, and you're in the front yard playing or doing something with the house, working on something, watering the flowers, whatever it is. And the child wants to go play in the front yard. And you say, absolutely, go for it. Have fun, buddy. Be careful. Don't go on the road. The road's dangerous. And so you're, doing a few things. Soon enough, you look over and the child is now in the middle of the street. As a father, do you run out to the middle of the street and kill the child? No, that's insane. You shout for your child, come back, come back. And if they don't hear you, you run out to the road. If there's a car coming and you can't pull them out fast enough, you step in front and you take the hit. That's what a father does. And that's really what God's commandments are, is he's setting up boundaries to protect us from destruction. God isn't dangerous, right? No more than the father in the scenario is dangerous. The road is dangerous. The cars are dangerous. So the commandments are there to protect us, to provide us a place to live at peace with God and with one another. The danger is what's outside. And so, looking at the commandments and sort of reframing how we look at them in order to look at them the way the ancients did, which was these are the instructions given by the Creator. Who knows better than Him at how to preserve our lives and to provide us with a place of peace between He and us and between us and one another. And so that's really sort of the approach that we're going at these commandments. It's not a set of rules and legalistic things that we have to try to obey that way.
Right. When God created us, He created us to be in Eden. And that was the optimal place where our bodies and our beings were going to function in the most efficient and beautiful way. And when we rebelled, and as you can see, the Ten Commandments were given to the Israelites while they were wandering and starting to rebel and not be thankful, didn't want to follow, their leader. And so God had to give 10 commandments to kind of like nudge them back into a more like Eden state. Like, if you follow these, you will have a beautiful, existence, harmony, love, unselfishness, so
Sure.
the 10 commandments were really given because they needed to be given. but they were given it in a way to make our lives beautiful and fulfilling
Yeah,
and to function in the way God created us to function. And
absolutely,
so,
absolutely.
and
I
so
think
if,
too. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
right.
Oh, I
Yeah.
was just going to say that, in Deuteronomy, God is speaking to the Israelites, and he tells them, he said, back in Egypt, you did what every man did what was ever right in his own eyes. But as he's bringing them to the land, the promised land, uh, he's now has this expectation, and I put this in the book, and I think it's really important to maybe mention. Once you start talking about commandments, often a knee-jerk reaction is, wait, wait.
Yeah.
We're saved by grace through the blood of Christ. So I always I put this in the book many times, so there's no doubt or confusion. We are 100% exclusively redeemed by the mercy of God provided to us through the blood of Christ, the Messiah. That's it. Right? In Romanian, they have a word called atât. That means that's it, nothing else. That's the end of the discussion. However, the reason that we have the title, the Deliverer and the Ten Commandments, is because what we're doing is we're actually paralleling two stories that take place over Passover, between Passover and Shavuot, or Pesach and Shavuot, or Passover and Pentecost. And these two stories take place over 1,000 years apart. And one is the Exodus out of Egypt, and the other is the crucifixion scene.
Mm.
And in the first, we have, the 10th plague, that's death. It's here it is, it's coming. And God offers the Israelites an opportunity. He says, if you want to belong to me, go find a perfect Passover lamb, kill it, and you're going to put the blood over your doorpost. When I see the blood of that lamb, it will be a sign for me that I know that you belong to me, and death won't come into your house. And one of the things I often tell people, because people come to the house all the time for Bible studies, is I'll ask them a question. Which came first? The commandments given at Mount Sinai, or God's merciful redemption of Israel out of the land of Egypt? Now, if you know your biblical story, if you know Exodus, if you know your chronology, God redeemed Israel out of Egypt before the events at Sinai, well before.
Yeah.
And so then that comes right back to the question, if the commandments were not given as a prerequisite for their salvation out of Egypt, what makes us think today they have anything to do with salvation at all? They're not. It's sort of a false argument to say, well, we're saved by grace, so therefore those commandments they have nothing to do with us. Well, no one was ever saved by anything other than God's mercy. When God goes to redeem them out of Egypt, he says, I heard your prayers and I remembered my promise and I had mercy on you. And so God is always redeeming through his mercy, through the blood of the Passover lamb, and our Passover lamb, Christ, as Paul says. He is the one whose blood is applied to us that marks us for redemption. And so what we see here is this parallel story, one's foreshadowing the greater. Like Mike had talked about this often. You see this event, and then there's this other one that it's been foreshadowing. So when it comes around, you can recognize it. And that's what the Passover was. And then the crucifixion of Christ, which was on Passover. And so I talk about a lot of that in the book and put
That's
those
a beautiful
parallels.
connection. That is really a beautiful connection there, Daniel, that I think kids will be able to understand.
I sure hope so.
Yeah. So that's great. I'm so thankful for the book, and you guys, I'm excited for you all to have it. You don't have to wait to have kids to get this book. I can remember when we were first married, Mike, we celebrated our first anniversary. We just had moved to Dallas, Texas, for Mike to go to Dallas Theological Seminary. And he, of course, got a job in the bookstore. And so I remember him bringing home a big box of kids' books. Books like kids' books on theology and just great books. And I'm like, we don't have any kids. Why do we have these books, And he goes, one day we will. And fast forward just to last week, my kids they're grown, they're out of the house. I have 3 granddaughters now. So my daughter brought her 1-year-old daughter over, and she wanted to take a walk, and she said, "Can you babysit Anya and just read her a few books?" So Amy went to our bookcase and pulled out 3 of those books that Mike bought
Oh, wow.
35 years ago, way before we had kids,
Wow.
And it was it's like, wow, it already, it's like I'm reading these to my grandkids. So this book is important. It's great. And if you're young married, or you're young and you want to get married, you don't even have kids yet, it's not even a thought in your mind, get the book, because it will happen before you know it, and you will have the book. Grandparents, get the book. It's amazing. It'll be great for your library. And so you may be wondering, how do I get the book? Well, if you go to michaelsheiserfoundation.org, and you will click the store, which you have to scroll down just a little bit, and you'll see the store. Click the store. It will take you right to the our Shopify store, and you can order the book. Now, we have a special code for you. It's Deliverer20. So if you order, and we'll have that going for the next couple of days. So if you order the book and put in the code Deliverer20, you will get 20% off the book. The book is $29.99. It is worth every penny, because it is so beautifully done. The artwork, honestly, you could rip it out and put it on a wall. That's how beautiful it is. Daniel, who did the artwork? Let us know.
Yeah, the artwork was a combined effort between a young woman named Sarah Tanya, who happens to be my sister-in-law, who lives here in Romania. She's an artist. We worked together on the artwork for some time, so I would come up with some concepts and ideas and float them her way, and she's like, "Yeah, that doesn't work," or "That's a bit confusing," and then we worked together for a while, and were able to put it together. So for each of the Ten Commandments, there's a unique piece of art that really, it hopefully makes you think. They're not the obvious sort of cliche.
Yeah, they're not.
Yeah, there's certainly some divine council worldview thoughts in there. With all of that, but it's out there. I am you're ever going to meet. This is not about that. I say this genuinely. If you are younger in your walk with the Lord, and you're trying to figure out who God is and what He expects of you and what's His character like, and who is this God that you're devoting your life to, you don't have to have a kid. This, I hope, I try to write this for that individual in mind as well. So
True.
even if you don't have children, if it's something where you feel like you want to know a little bit more about God and what He expects of us, I hope that this is helpful for that too.
Yeah, it's not an easy read. It is full of dialogue. It is full of just concepts. So it's not your normal, like, kids theology book, but that is a welcome change, honestly, to me. I used to work in a Christian bookstore, and I was always very disappointed in some of the kids' books that were out. And so we are not here to duplicate anybody else. We are here to be unique. We are here to be very thoughtful in what we publish here at McLott Press. What we bring you is not going to be fluff. It's not going to be, the status quo. It is going to be well thought out. It's going to be beneficial for your walk with Christ. It's going to be beneficial with teaching you how to think well and how to ask good questions and not be afraid of asking the hard questions. So hopefully you will find answers to some of these hard questions. And I know Mike has already answered a lot of the hard questions, the weird things that are in the Bible. But, he's gone, unfortunately. But his legacy, we are pushing it forward. We are excited about it. We are just, eager to bring you some more things, and I feel like 2026 is going to be a really good year at the Michael S. Heiser Foundation. This book kicks it off, and I'm so happy. It is a family book. It's not a heady scholarly book or a commentary. It's something that is practical for everybody in every walk of life. And so I'm thrilled and proud of this book. So I'm very grateful for you, Daniel, and you have been so easy to work with. You have been a very humble person, just like my husband was very humble. He didn't really know the talent that God had given him. He never exploited it. He never, like, pushed it. He just did what God called him to do. And Daniel, you are just like that. And I appreciate the perfectionism you put in this book. And so thank you so much. Thanks for being here. And anything else you want to say, Daniel? Before we get into some questions.
Yeah.
But I'll give you, why don't you hold your thought and think about what you want to say. But I do want to tell you a little bit about what's coming up at the foundation. We are in, it's taken 3 years for me to really get into the mindset of working at this almost full time. The grieving process was debilitating for me. It was long. It was painful to think about the legacy of Mike to begin with. Thank God it is less painful now. And, you may think, oh, just because she's remarried, she's okay. I miss Mike every single day, and I miss his presence in my life, in your life, in my kids' life, and in the grandkids' life. I miss it. And, don't think for 1 second that I'm okay. The Lord has been gracious. He's given me peace. He's given me a beautiful, beautiful life. And he's been so good to me. But I miss Mike every day. And so 2026, I thought 2025 was going to be the year, but 2026 is definitely the year where in my mind, I am able to focus and to go to those places without so much grief and sadness. And I'm thankful for that. So we do have our very first commentary that is being read through by part of my team, and that is based on the Genesis study that the Divine Counsel Worldview podcast has done. Dr. Ron Johnson and Mike Chu have done a wonderful job of digging into Genesis through the lens of the Divine Counsel Worldview. They understand it very well. And so it's not just going to be another commentary that you can buy. It's going to be thoughtfully done through the legacy and the lens of what Mike has already started. So that will be coming out. And I am going to be talking to an event coordinator just next week on holding our very first Divine Counsel Worldview conference. And so that's going to be in October. And I'm really excited about that. And we have wonderful speakers. Some you will be very familiar with, and some hopefully we will bring some new faces to you. And so just be looking for that. We have our brand new newsletter. It's going to go out tomorrow. So if you're not signed up for the Michael S. Heiser Foundation newsletter, formerly the McLott newsletter, go to michaelsheiserfoundation.org, scroll to the bottom. I think it's near the bottom, and subscribe to the newsletter so you can get all the nuggets and all the information of what is going to be coming through the foundation, and just news and special things. We do have a community. Jorge, do you want to say something about the community, or do you want me to do that? Or?
No, I actually wanted to share with you guys. Well, first of all, thank you for opening your heart and sharing all of this. It's amazing to see you step into this role and be able to be so good at it. I mean, a lot of people would have thought that once Mike was gone, then the books was the only thing that was going to carry out the legacy. And here you are stepping up, becoming president and pushing these initiatives forward and actually making it better than we could have ever imagined. So number one, I want to thank you for that. I mean, you are absolutely a natural and you have great ideas. And the best of all of this is that you have great ability to execute. You don't just sit and wait for things to happen. And God is bringing a amazing group of people to be able to get these resources out far and wide in a way that Mike would have wanted. I remember talking to Mike almost on a daily basis, and his idea was, let's get as much content out there as further out as possible in as many languages as possible. And here we are doing exactly like what he wanted. So I wanted to thank you for that. I also wanted to let everybody know, thank you for holding it down and sticking around, because like I said, I'm going to be honest with everybody on the other side. Both of my PCs have the glass off, and I was under my desk fixing the hardware issues before the software issues begin. And we're still here. We're having a wonderful time. We're able to sit back, listen to Drina and all of the wonderful things that are coming up. So without lingering more in these issues, I want to say something about the community. So we actually, for those who are sticking around until the end, we actually going to share with you a way where you guys, actually, Drina, you have something that you're going to be gifting 10 people in a few minutes. So we have this thing called the DRMSH community. And the DRMSH community is almost like a Patreon. Now, we are not selling you anything. What we're doing is we're giving you an alternate way for you to support the foundation through coming into a community of like-minded people, bunch of Heiserites, people who are pushing through the educational process of the DCW, through the DCW podcast, all Mike's content, and all of the wonderful resources that we make available. But in the community, you're going to get an even more in-depth connection with hundreds of people that are part of the community. And if you guys understand how Patreon works, this is the same thing. It is not a subscription in a sense that we're not offering you a service. We're giving you the opportunity to bless us. It's like a donation and joining a community of like-minded people. But our effort is to create exclusive content for those that go the extra mile. And the exclusive content, I mean, we've been doing a weekly live stream with Dr. Ron Johnson. We were doing the clips about the Bible. What was the name of that, Drina?
Daily Dose of Bible.
We did the Daily Dose of Bible. We did the book review for the commentary book that is coming up on Genesis. We have a couple of extra new things that is coming up, but we also going to be live streaming the DCW conference exclusively inside of the community. And actually, why don't you share with your audience what you're going to be doing for those who joined the community today? Now, you guys are going to have to probably pause this live stream and go do what you're supposed to be doing after Drina tells you, because we only have 10 opportunities to win. And I'm going to tell you something. We are going to be able to take the timestamps of the first 10 people to do what Drina is going to tell you to do. And then that is going to help us determine who are going to get the gifts that Drina is going to send out. And we're going to reach out to you directly through email, and we're going to ask you for your address, and then we're going to actually send you the gift. So Drina, why don't you break it down, and I see if I can share the screen and show people what the community looks like.
Okay. Well, what we are going to be doing for those who sign up for the yearly subscription, which is $99.99, and we are going to be gifting you the Deliver a Book, which is a $30 value. we're also going to be, now this next book is only available in Kindle, but I ordered a bunch of copies to for people, but it is it's called The Anunnaki Gods According to Ancient Mesopotamian Sources. So this is a little heady. So this is something for the Bible nerd there. So, and then we have the World Turned Upside Down, which is Mike's little pet book about the theological threads in Stranger Things that he wrote. He loved writing this book. He loves finding those threads, and he loved puzzles. So this is a really great read. It brings Mike's personality right into the book. That you won't really get in like the Unseen Realm or Angels or Demons and that. So this is a really fun read. So these 3 books from our first 10 people that sign up to the community, and it's a $50 value, will get these 3 books sent to you.
All right. So let me explain this real quick, Drina. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share the screen real quick and show people what they need to do. So number 1, what we're going to do right here, if you guys can, well, my screen is not showing up, but it's about to. Let me see if I can get my screen to show. Da-da! There you go. There's my screen. So what you guys need to do is come to the drmsh.com. And then you guys can run here to this area where it says join the community. You can see the banner. It just pop up. Join the community. You're going to click here and it's going to bring you to this page. You can come over here and you can say try it for free. Now you got to sign up. There is 2 ways to sign up. One way is on a monthly subscription. The second way is on the yearly subscription. Those who joined, the first 10 that joined the community using the yearly subscription are going to qualify for the gift that Drina just showed. So Drina, show us the gift again. So we have
these 3 books. The Deliverer, for the family, kids. This is for the Bible nerd there and your family. And then this is just a fun book that will just show you Mike's personality and, you know, just how fun he was and how he was able to connect dots, really.
So
they're great books.
Yeah. So again, yearly subscription only, right? Because we got to make it worth your while and ours. And also, fun fact, I actually met Mike through the Upside Down book because I'm such a pop culture nerd that I wanted to interview him. I didn't know anything about the DCW, but he had this Bible study on the Stranger Things, and that's how I ended up meeting Mike. So again, you guys go to the drmsh.com, click on the join the community, and make sure that when you come over here, you go through the process for the yearly subscription, okay? For the yearly subscription. Now, if you want to get the book that we are promoting today, which is The Deliverer and the 10 Commandments, what you have to do is come to the Michael S. Heiser Foundation.org website, scroll to the bottom, and you can go to the store. So, Drina.
Oh, no, it's not at the bottom. It's more at the top.
Right here.
There.
Right here.
Right there.
So here, guys, this is it. All you have to do is click that button, and then you can use the code Deliverer20 to get 20. Yeah, 20. Deliverer20 to get 20% off the book that I'm about to show you. So this is what I'm going to do. Since I'm on a roll right now, everything is working. I'm relaxed. I'm not tight anymore because, you know, we already dispel all this evil Elohim around my office that were trying to mess up all the hardware and the software and all the Wi-Fi and stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to show you guys this amazing layout of the page. This is what you guys are getting. We're talking about an incredibly elaborate, well written, well illustrated piece for your kids, for you. I just read somebody saying that this will be an amazing coffee table piece, and that is absolutely right. You know what this remind me of? I remember before Tim Mackey and the folks at the
Bible
what's
Project.
the Bible Project. I remember I'm talking about 10 plus years ago when they were doing a Kickstarter, right? When they started their studio, they were doing a Kickstarter, and I bought this huge book with their illustrations. I remember I was one of their first supporters, and that book sits in my living room and is an incredibly good conversation starter, guys. So this is amazing. Okay, this is amazing. Now let me show you. Daniel, can you tell us about this layout
Sure.
and this page right here? Give us a little bit of an insight from the
Sure.
actual, writer.
Sure. So I spin what we call a double truck. So it's a full spread, 2 pages on each commandment. And I wanted to have something illustrative that gets to the heart of the issue at hand, because oftentimes, like Drina mentioned earlier, we didn't always grow up hearing what the commandments meant in their in their original meaning. So, for example, to not take the name of the Lord your God in vain isn't about curse words. It's about to not bear God's image, and emptiness is actually the how you would really translate that word into English, and meaning to reflect well in our lives and our behaviors, the nature of God, so that we reflect well on His reputation. And so I wanted to try to basically get down to the nuts and bolts of each commandment in the artwork, which is a challenge. And so on the 10th commandment, really gets at of it, right? And so it's really getting to the intent behind the deeds. So the first 9 commandments, these are all active things, and the 10th commandment is really an issue that is internal, and it's desiring something that belongs to another. And so in illustration is trying to depict that, our gaze on another's wife, another's flocks, another's home, something that belongs to another doesn't belong to us. And there's a reason why that commandment was so important. A lot of people think that, you put the least important at number 10, but as writers, when you're writing, you're bringing everything together in your final moment. Everything culminates with like the crescendo, and that's because the 10th commandment, you don't look to one what does not belong to you because it belongs to another. How many problems does that alleviate? And so the goal with working on the 10th commandment was, how do we visualize this? It's because I would just talk for an hour about it. But I read it. I would say they read it, I hope that it's really helpful, not just what it was meant, what it meant in the ancient conversation to the ancient authors, but also the stuff comes up in the Gospels. It's very, very important. And I hope that the artwork see and feel. So yeah.
Fantastic.
Well, this is the one we were talking about, right? To bear the Yehvahe and emptiness. Now, that has little to nothing to do with a four-letter word or something, right? This is about where we go, we reflect the nature of what is the most important God, and he lined them up and killed. What is and we offer to the Creator is because if we poorly reflect him, then those who might come to know him will look at us and say, nah, thanks. And so the third commandment, to reflect his character and his in our lives, difficult things to do, but one of the most important things to do, to honor, to be. This is just a boy. If you look really closely, it's actually really beautiful. You have the ancient Paleo-Hebrew Vav and He and there's the cultures of the world there that are pagan cultures of the world that he's going to. I'm doing my best.
Okay. Yeah. So actually, this is the last, and people are telling us that is a little choppy. I don't know what it is. I have all my indicators here are on green. But one of the things that I've learned over the kind of stuff is that we have to have a backup of everything. So I'm recording everything in the hard drive. So of this. So I'm going to ask you about the six. Ask the audience, everybody who's watching, to make sure that you guys sign for the community before we shut it down here. And Drina, you can talk about this. It is your call, because I know we delayed this an hour, and I know it's late for Daniel. So we can figure during the rest of, if we're gonna do a special live stream in the community, or if we can move it for one day. That way we can do it early with Daniel, and I can actually get under my desk and work on the hardware issues and the software. I'm already thinking about ways don't happen again. But Daniel, give us another amazing summary about amendment.
Sure. Well, real quick, I saw a committee had posted, and they asked if I talk about restoring Sabbath. I won't get into it, but yes, that I try to approach that really thoroughly. So if you're interested in that, yes. Yes, get it. It's there. It's really good. I hope you like it. No contra topics at all. But the sixth commandment, yes, I like everyone else, I'm sure, thou shalt not kill, except it's not. Thou shalt not. Murder and kill are two different concepts in Hebrew. And so really what I discuss in this commandment is what's here, and why is the artwork some guy, I'm assuming, in the garden, like what does that have to do with murder? And so the concept is very simple. In the ancient Israelite mentality, right? A life because you did not create the life. The life was created by God in the garden, and to be his imagers. And for us to on the seat of judgment and to take another life for God and could make that judgment, but we're not, and we can't. And so it's restoring the concept of that human beings were made by the Creator, and job is to respect that life and that hierarchy. We are in charge, and so therefore murder is unacceptable. And so that down, I hopefully better. I'm right now at 3:50 in the morning, but I think it's each one of them. I try to go through and show how it's a bit fuller and deeper, and there's more weight to the content than what we've learned, and that's unfortunate. We've all heard these commandments. But I think one thing that might be something else I think is really important is that you know, oftentimes when I was talking about talking with friends and people at church and and whatnot, I would mention a commandment like, oh, I forgot about that one. I didn't realize that one. Oh, is that's a commandment? For various ones. And I thought, seldom we go through this material considering that God Himself established this as a command, right? This isn't like a suggestion to the creator. They're like, these are the rules that if you keep, you have peace with me, you have peace with one another. And within the body of Christ, we've forgotten the gravity, I think, in many times of the situation that God has redeemed us. He's given us a free gift of salvation. Now, in our response to that, He's like, I ask for everything, right? Our life. We died to self, right? We all the things, all our desires, the things that we want, now we submit that to Him, and we surrender to walking in His ways. And so it's so important that if you don't know what God expects of you, it's impossible to walk in His ways. And so I hope that this book is very helpful in learning not just what God expects, but by learning what God expects, you can learn a bit about His character and His nature and how gracious and merciful and kind and wise our Creator is. And yeah.
Drina?
Beautiful.
So I wanted to tell people again that you guys can get 20% off this amazing book. Now, you guys not going to get the explanations like Daniel gave them to you in audio, but in the text, he breaks it down in a way that is easy for our young. And I'm telling you, this book is not only for kids or young people. It's for a lot of us that have not had any theological training, no seminary training, no languages training. And now we're able to go into the 10 words in a way that is never been done before. And for example, someone like me who has ADHD, I love illustrations. It allowed me to retain the material a whole lot better. It allows me to explain it to other people in a more concrete way because I was able to tie a thought and a concept with an image. And I mean, that is amazing. Now, again, you can come to the michaelsheiserfoundation.org, click on store, and then you're going to use the code DELIVERER20, DELIVERER20 for 20% off. Also, guys, don't forget the first 10 people to sign up to the DRMSH community right here, or go to drmsh.com and just click on the join the community. Make sure that you sign for the yearly subscription. You're not only going to be helping us, meaning the foundation, to grow, to put on conferences, to get the word out there, to publish more books, but you also are going to begin a ton of exclusive resources that we're going to be able to make available for you guys. And actually, I just saw these two books right here, The Facade and The Portent. So I'm just going to open a little can of worms and ask you, Daniel, because everybody wants to know about that. How is that coming along? How is the third book on this trilogy is coming along, brother?
Oh my goodness, my whole world has been the cipher. I have currently, is it okay if I give like a page count?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's a bit of a conversion process here because writing it on a 8.5 by 11. So if it's a 6 by 9 book, we're probably around 240 pages in.
Wow.
So,
Awesome.
yeah, churning away. I'm not going to say anything though. It's the best thing I've ever written.
Praise the Lord. We're excited. I'm telling you, every time we do a live stream, Drina, people ask about the book. And that's another thing. That's another thing that we want to share. So this is just a beautiful development. And that's one of the reasons why after the live stream is done, I'm going to go under my desk and make sure there's no more hardware issues. Actually, when I took the PCI card for my camera, it was hot. So it has to be something related to the motherboard. So hopefully I don't have to replace it. But we are actually going to be doing weekly live streams now here in the Michael, the DRMSH YouTube channel, the Michael S. Heiser channel, Facebook, YouTube. We are actually going to be going live also on X or Twitter, and we're going to be going live on Instagram as well. So all the platforms are going to be unified. We're going to do simulcast weekly. We still have to put our fingers on what day of the week we're going to be doing it, but we're going to come to you consistently. We're going to bring scholars. We're going to bring resources. Actually, if I'm not mistaken, on Monday, Drina, me and you have another live stream with Scott Lindsay from Logos, so he can actually show us how to channel. I know, and this sounds heretical. We're not supposed to be doing like black magic and stuff, right? Necromancy and none of that. But I'm saying we're going to be able to channel all the knowledge that Mike left us inside the software of Logos, and we're going to be able to have a conversation with the Logos AI and actually ask the Logos AI about what did Mike Heiser thought about this. How did Mike Heiser broke down this in the biblical passage, and it's going to be amazing. So, Dren, do you have to say anything about this new initiative that we have going on?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear your question. What'd you say?
The initiative about having weekly live streams to be able to bring more resources to our audience.
Yeah, I think we have one a week from today with our webmaster, Joe.
Yes.
And we are launching all of the resources on the new website. It still looks pretty bare, but it is going to be live, and there is going to be a ton of stuff there. And so Joe is going to actually walk us through that. He's going to show you, share his screen. And yeah, so that's going to be really excited. That has been it's probably been 1.5 year project.
Yeah.
And Joe, he is a webmaster. He is a graphic design teacher, and he has his own company where he brands for company. And he has offered his services to build this website for us and host it. He has not charged me a penny.
Praise
He
the Lord.
won't take a penny. And this is a $60,000. Any corporation would pay that
Project,
amount of
yeah.
money for the website that he is developing for us. But this is his tithe to us. He loved Mike. He loves me. I love his family. And they live in St. Augustine. And so we get together with them every now and then. So he's going to be on next Thursday. He's so excited to tell you about everything that's going to be great on this website.
So next week, guys, we have 2 live stream. One on Monday with Scott Lindsay from Logos, and one on Thursday with Joe. And I forgot the name of his media company, but Joe is going to tell us all about it. And again, he's amazing. For all of those who are on the other side of the screen, we're really, really excited about all these resources, not only the Deliver and the 10 Commandments that you can get for 20% off, but also all the things that we're going to be doing inside the DRMSH community. Make sure that you go to drmsh.com, join the community if you want the gifts. Actually, Drina, why don't you show the books while I share with people? Go ahead and show the books again. So this is the books that you guys are going to be getting. If you are within the first 10 to join the DRMSH community with the yearly subscription, you get this book, The Anunnaki Gods According to the Ancient Mesopotamian Sources, The Deliverer and the 10 Commandments, and the Bible Study of the World Turned Upside Down, Finding the Gospel in the Stranger Things. And that's the book that actually led me to meet Mike. And we have Daniel Owen here, which is who is not only the writer of the Delivering the 10 Commandments, but also the one who is writing the 3rd installment on the fiction novels that Mike started and just blessed us with his brilliant mind. And I guess, Daniel, you have a big shoes to fill, bro.
Yeah, well, you're telling me.
You're brave.
Yeah.
You're very brave.
Well, I, you know what? It's interesting because I wasn't quite sure how things were going to start. I remember looking over, you sent me a link with a lot of the research that Mike he
Hmm.
had put together for the third book, and I remember looking at it and I saw like cuneiform text, and I was like, whoa, this is this is this is gonna get interesting. And no, but it's really come together well. I would love to talk about it, but I'll wait.
Yeah.
That's another live stream.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll leave that. So, Drina, I will honor my word on whatever you decide to do. But if you tell us, hey, let's go to the community, we'll do that. If not, we just put a notice in the community, and then we switch to just the rain check. And I do apologize from the bottom of my heart. I could have never foreseen any of the issues that we had today, and that pushed us an hour back. So actually, Daniel is probably going to be having his breakfast and his coffee in a few minutes. So you tell us what to do.
I think we should switch over to the community.
All right. So we're going to
If
be in
Daniel's
the.
okay with
Yeah.
it, it'll be a half
All
hour
right.
and,
So
At this
again,
point, what's the difference?
right.
Yeah,
You might as
really.
well. So guys, everybody who's going to be in the community, everybody who is going to join in the community, make sure that you guys, are part of the community, number one. And number two, make sure that you guys wait for the notification and the link. We're going to wrap these up right now, and we're going to actually leave this stream running for a few minutes while we get the community stream up and running. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shut it down. Drina, I'm going to give you the mic. You and Daniel can wrap it up, and then we go from there.
All right. Well, Daniel, thank you so much for being here. I know it's late and you have a half hour yet to go, but that's the life of an author. And,
Yeah.
just getting the word out about this beautiful book. And you guys, I cannot thank you enough. You mean the world to me. You have been such an encouragement and support to me, and I love you all, and I welcome your emails and your letters and just all of that. And you just have no idea how supportive and encouraged and blessed I am by you all. Be looking tomorrow for the brand new Michael S. Heiser Foundation newsletter. It's going to be packed with a lot of great things. I have a great person that is putting that together for me. She's very talented, very smart, very articulate, and she is a perfectionist, just like Daniel. I am not a perfectionist, so they catch things that I wouldn't catch necessarily, and so they are the best people to be tasked with this, with these jobs. And I'm honored that the Lord has brought so many wonderful people in my life, and will continue to do so. So, thank you guys for tuning in.